G'day everybody, and welcome back for some more Kerbal Space Program. Last time I managed to do one thing I had never ever managed to do in Kerbal Space Program, despite owning it since like 2 weeks after they stopped doing the you get all the DLC for free date. Not that that annoyed me at any point. But yeah, all those years of owning this game, I had tried several times to get to Juno and back, and last time in a little brief 7 and a bit hour long stream, I managed to actually pull it off. But there's one little bit of that one little bit of that mission that I think would still be worth completing. And that is because I have left. I have no idea where she is in this long list of things. Interplanetary Transfer Nuke. This is currently piloted by Val. It's on a bit of an eccentric Kerbin orbit, and not too far out. Periapsis of 3.3 million, apoapsis of 6.9, so we should be able to get there. But what I wanted to try and do was to see if I could get there using something from an SSTO, like spaceplane type thing. Because what's the point in doing things I've already done when there are things like that which I've never managed to successfully do? So I figured let's try for an SSTO this week. Let's try for a space plane, a proper one that flies like a plane and gets up to space and maybe deploys a little module that can then raise itself to Val's orbit, pick her up and bring her back to the space plane, and then come back down and land. That's the dream. We'll see if I can manage to do any of that. I've got 2,700 science, so I should hopefully have enough science to unlock enough plane parts to make this feasible. Because from my understanding, I really do need to have the Rapier engine to be able to pull this off, which requires 1,000 science. So I'm going to use most of my science to do this. I think you can do it with the Whiplash, but it's a lot harder. Whiplash and another engine, but then you've got all that extra mass and it gets much more complicated. So, I'm going to need the help of chat today. Probably. I'm going to need you guys to help me understand the flight profile that I should be taking from my particular spaceplane so I can optimize its path to orbit. Because that's the thing I think I've struggled with the most. I never really seem to get the attack angle right for getting there. But let's unlock a bunch of these parts. And then I'll upgrade the spaceplane hangar. Let's get the Rapier. We'll need some more aerodynamics bits. And let's get the chunky bits. I don't think I'll use the chunky bits, but I'll get them. And maybe some heavy landing gear. Yeah, why not? And that's all my points. Healing Lucky Splitsy asking us for help. Yes. Thank you, Unfluffy Dave, for just a teensy tiny bit shy of 2 years. Thank you very, very much. So, begin with, we need to upgrade the runway all the way because the runway, when it's a bouncy, rocky road, is awful. I'm going to need to have at least level 2 on the spaceplane hangar, but I've got enough money, so let's go all the way. And then I think, having done that, I only need to upgrade the astronaut complex and the administration buildings. And everything else is fully upgraded. How much money do I have? Yeah. Let's just finish this off. There we go. Got the swimming pool. We're all good. All upgraded. Right. So, so what I wanted to do here was try and make something that's big enough to hold some things in it. Something that I can at least fling out that's got like at least an external command seat. Just something I can strap Val to bring her back to the spaceplane. So it doesn't need to be big. But I also, because I'm not doing any reverting, I would also really like to have it so that I can do some test flights with this using remote control rather than using a Kerbal. So, I guess the Mark II cockpit's probably my best option because it's got some lift built in. And I feel like trying to get this thing to space as my first space plane might be a bit adventurous. Alright, so we don't want much payload, but I need a bit of payload. Payload bay. And I can use this payload bay to put the command and control module for... Wait, no. Pods. KTO is the best I've got, yeah. There we go. So I've got a probe core now, which means I can do some Kerbal-free flights. Yeah, Sassink, I'm going to do a much better job this week, I hope, of sticking to a more reasonable stream length. The multiple 7+, like 6-7+ hour streams last week did not leave room for me to be able to try and get some work done on things like Survival Impossible, which is sad, because I'd really like to get some of that released in 2023. That would be nice. I'll probably mess around with putting some different fuel tanks on here, but let's start with a rocket fuel fuselage. I'll try and make something fairly small, and then I can scale it up once I figure out how this works, hopefully. Then the bicoupler. Do we go to yeah, we'll go bicoupler. And engines. How much do the Rapiers weigh? And where are they? There they are. 2 tons. So I kind of want to try and get that pretty nailed in terms of having the right number of thrusters rather than just going for more boosters. Hey Space Ghost, hey Trottles, hey Outlev. How did Val end up in orbit? I put her there as she was helping the boys get to Juna and back. Then I want some lift, but not a lot of lift, because any more lift I have is extra drag I have, which makes it harder to get to super high speeds. But I need to have enough air intakes. Wait a second. Something I've never tried, and I don't know if it's a terrible idea. But does that work? Or is that just going to be wobbly as? Because what I've normally tried to do is put these on the sides. In fact, let's go just 2 engines. Only one way to find out. Oh, I kind of want to now. Hang on. Let's go back to fuel tanks. Let's get this. I want the long. Yeah, we'll go with the long. And now we need more intake. More intake. I need the... where is it? The shock cone. I have no idea if this is going to be enough air intake, so I guess we'll just do some tests and find out. Now, for tail, where's the tail? AVR8 can work as a tail thing, but where's the actual tail fin? Oh, that's for the big one. Okay. I was wondering what that was. Tail fin. Is very much around the wrong way. And I know I could put an engine on there, but I kind of just want to not. Is it the wrong way up? No, it shouldn't be. It is weird though. Every part is placing back to front. Really strange. Okay, so we have a tailplane, and now we need a small... Now we need a small, thingo. Wing. Nothing too big. These could be enough. Yeah, that could be enough. And then we need some elevons. Ah, perfect. Something like roughly that, I'm guessing it might work. Will the fuel be enough? Probably not. I did go rocket fuel for both bits. I genuinely don't know. I don't know. This is my point. I've not successfully done this, so my plan was to come up with something that's sort of leaning towards it should have a chance of working, and then finesse and try and see where we get to. I need landing gear. This thing have enough lift? It should if it gets up to enough speed. I think. Where is my center of mass? Okay, we want that just behind. That was one of the mistakes I made during co-op space program. One of several. Should probably want those a little further back. Alright, now we have some fun. So that, in theory, should be all I need. I just got to make sure that my lift and all that stuff actually lines up properly. My lift is a little further back than I think I want it. Hey, thank you, Perseus Gray. Thank you for 14 months. Yeah, saving Val, but haven't saved Stephanie, because I still haven't gotten the mission for it. Oh, that is the wrong part. What? Ah. That should be okay. Maybe if I move the whole lot forward a bit. Okay, now I'm going to drop that down a touch. Actually, drop the whole lot down Oh wait, no, I don't want to drop the whole lot down. I just want to drop the wing down. Why does that keep... When I press undo, it gets rid of my overlay. Yeah, the back shouldn't touch the ground. Like, that would be a very steep attack angle for takeoff. So I should be okay. But one of the things I did wrong with my designs during Co-op Space Program was I had my wheels too far back, and so I couldn't actually get enough lift to flick around my center of mass and my wheels. It was just all bad. So we'll push that a bit further forward. Now we're going to drop this down a little bit further. Bring that in just a touch. And then I'm going to rotate it just because I think it looks cool. Because rule of cool is important. There we go. That should be about right, shouldn't it? I think. Maybe. Let's make sure we have no crew. Unmanned test flights. Now, action groups. Switch mode. That should switch mode of those. Then... get the antenna. Don't know if I'm going to need to extend that or not, but just in case, I'm going to put it on on an action group. Yeah, it is time for a test flight, which means it's time for a prediction, and I don't have the thing open to quickly do that. So let's get there and hope I don't hear some obnoxious person before I get to make it happen. Create a dashboard. Here we go. Also, if you can think of a name for this, that would be lovely. Ooh, should we do a how high will my space plane go? How high will I go? Nah, we'll do a will I survive. Will I be able to land safely? Yep. Only part will survive. And complete blammo. The dead jet. Anyone flying it will die. Ouch. The Wobbly Goblin. Oh, yeah, let's go the Wobbly Goblin. Kinda like that. I have a habit of building wobbly planes. Alrighty. So it seems like most people are voting for complete blammo. Filling me with confidence here, thanks. Alright, make sure we've got no crew. No crew. Let's taxi out to the runway. The prediction's still going, Infinite Dunbar. It is still going. I mean, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I have no idea if it's gonna even take off, but I'm pretty happy with how it looks. It's like 40 seconds left, and because I know there's a chance I can explode on the runway, I'm oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I am deliberately waiting here until the prediction ends. Because there's always the... Yep, no crew, fully automated. I even put action groups on. Cannot deploy while stowed. Oh. Does anyone know how far the antenna range goes without an out-of-deployed antenna? Because that could be a problem. Oh, wait. Hang on. If I open that, extend it, and then close that. Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Where are those shadows coming from? That is very weird grass shadow. Alright, prediction is done, so let's put some SAS on. Let's put our thrust up to full. And let's take our brakes off. Wait, which mode are we in? Antenna broken by aero forces. Oh, delightful. So that didn't work. Good to know. Okay, we can fly. Not too happy about it. Ooh, it's very twitchy. Stuck in the landing gear. Oh, we broke the speed of sound. Through the cloud. Need to make sure I've got enough fuel to return. How high up am I going? As high as it will let me. What does my apoapsis say? 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. I should probably just have that open. Apoapsis is at 50. 51. Slowing down. Rocket boost mode engaged. 60. And that's orbit. Well, height, anyway. Suborbital. When do I lose radio signal? And how do I get it back if I lose it? Burn time 36 seconds. Yeah, I lost my antenna, but there's like there's a short range communication thing that's within the probe cores. Line of sight thing. So what you're saying is I probably shouldn't try and see if this thing can make orbit. Or maybe I should. I do have a comms relay in orbit, that is true. So maybe I won't lose line of sight as quickly as I might. $40 seconds. I don't know if do I have to fly and discover the other ground-based comms stations, or do they just automatically work? Oh, Denise, I didn't lose communication. I'm worried I will lose communication. I don't think I'm going to make orbit. I think we're going to run out of fuel. Oh. Oh. Come on, come on. Come on. I've got like 33 liquid fuel remaining. $64. 65. 6. 7. 22 fuel remaining. 68. I could probably just go around to my apoapsis and burn there to lift it, but I'm going to stop. Oh man, that was so close to on first try. I could actually get this to lift to orbit, I think. But I need to have a little bit of fuel to try and land this thing. Because I need to be able to get back and slow down. I feel like that was a pretty good effort for a first try. Do need a bit more fuel. Don't need more thrust though. Seems like I have enough. My attack angle maybe needed to be steeper, or I needed to burn a bit slower in the lower atmosphere and just cruise up and then hit the thrust when I get to a higher altitude. Rather than burning hard from runway. Maybe? Anyone got any suggestions, advice, prior experience that they can draw on that might help me here? At apoapsis, I am going to burn retrograde and try and help myself come back in. There's a part of me that wants to burn prograde and just lift myself technically into orbit for the technicality, and I think that part's going to win, assuming I retain strong enough communication. Okay. Let's twist around. Let's get the periapsis to say above 70, so I'm in a stable orbit. There we go. Technically stable orbit. 148 apoapsis, 71 periapsis. Alright, now time to come back. Alright, 49 should be enough. Yeah, I think you guys are right. I think the lower angle of attack to begin with, build up a lot of speed using the air breathing engines, and then burn hard for space. So what I think I'll do is, because I don't think I've got quite enough fuel on this either, is add just a plain liquid fuel tank, because I've got 2 rocket tanks. And that way we'll hopefully bring this up so that once we're burning for orbit, we're using up pretty much all of the oxidizer as well. Space Ghost, I didn't feel like with this I needed more thrust. And the extra mass, like it's 2 tons per engine, plus however much the extra intakes weigh. I didn't feel like I was going to get much more benefit out of that, and I've tended towards the more thrusters approach, And I'm not sure where the sweet spot is. I think that's where I maybe got it wrong a few times. Wing-mounted deployable fuel tanks. That would potentially break the whole single stage to orbit thing, though. Unless I deploy them after orbit, of course. Then I've made it single stage to orbit, but then it's deploy them and use the other stage for spaceflight. Alright, this is going to take a few cycles, I think. And I really desperately, awkwardly hope that I am going to end up with a landing on the light side. Oh, weird reflection in the window. That bit along... Oh, okay, the panels around the cockpit are really shiny. That's what's going on there. Nope, I'm coming in. We're coming in hard. I need to turn off SAS because I'm going to run out of power. Oh, this could be... The electric charge could be my problem. I have 33 left and it is going down. Just got to make sure I burn my engines before it runs out because hopefully the alternator will get me just enough charge to get this down. So I might want to put a solar panel or two on these automated flights. Yeah, a little solar panel around here somewhere might help. Might be smart. Okay, looks alright so far. Mariapsis is still above ground, but is falling rapidly. My dream is to, at some point, be able to make an SSTO that can take fuel to low Kerbin orbit, and perhaps use that as a way to refuel something that I use for, I don't know, asteroid capture. That's probably something that's going to need a lot of fuel for the initial capture so that I can burn hard. Okay. 30 electric charge remaining. Baryapsis is now negative. Slightly worried about potential overheating shortly. Because that's some significant heat this thing's putting up with. Wish you could put some heat recycling systems to use the friction of atmosphere to generate electricity. Or the heat, just, yeah, heat. What was that thing that I never got working in, never got working properly in Stationeers? Do we have parachutes? No! It's a plane, it doesn't get parachutes. I used to put parachutes on all my planes, but then I decided that that wasn't helping me get better at landing. Stirling engine, yes, that's it. I know it's not friction. It's heat. But the Stirling engines can convert heat into electrical power. Now imagine you'd be able to get something to make that work. Yeah, Dragon Rule, the Stationeers thing will be on YouTube. Electric charge is at 27.6. Yeah, this does look pretty awesome. I do really like the re-entry effects that are added with the mods that I've got on this. The cockpit's getting quite toasty. Oddly enough, my speed to the surface is actually getting higher, not lower. I am accelerating right now. Oh, slowing down? No? Maybe? No? Rounding errors? Possibly. Alright, yep, now we're slowing down. Part of me wants to pitch up, but I don't want to end up fighting. I kind of want to just leave the power drain as little as it can be. I think it's waterfall doing the re-entry effects. That heat is getting real. Oh boy. Yes, there may be some very sudden deceleration soon. I'm just afraid if I change pitch at all right now, I'm actually going to tear this thing apart. I'm going so fast. And I think I'm going to lose the cockpit anyway. I think it's about to blow. Yep. There she blows. So yeah. Blammo wins that one. But we're going to watch this till it hits the ground. I have no control now. Hey, you slowed down. Good job. Thank you. I'm going to count this as complete blammo because any part of this that survives doesn't really... Like, when I say survives, I mean a control module needed to survive. Yes, this is exactly why you test unmanned. I can't afford to lose a Kerbal. Only had a parachute with auto deploy. Yeah, so one of the reasons I try to avoid parachutes on my space planes is they create a lot of drag and actually make it quite a lot harder to do a lot of things with them. Oh, we are coming in hard. There's nothing left. There is nothing left. Complete and utter blammo. Alright. Yep. Splash down hard. Back to the tracking station. Yes, there she blows. Alright. Some success, some failures. We'll try and take a SpaceX mindset to this. Now I could add an extra battery, which would probably give me enough power. Or I could try and just add a couple of solar panels and hope to get power while I'm in space. That's enough to eke out an existence. What do you guys reckon? Like put a pair of panels here? Just for backup? Why not do both? Yeah, I guess there's some logic there. Do I still need the antenna? No. That's a good point. I don't need the antenna. And if I do need an antenna, I'll put it like this. So it can be opened inside. So it's a higher power internal antenna, so we'll do that. And yeah, maybe I should just add an extra bit of power anyway. Okay, so next up, what I need to do is add a liquid fuel tank. And I'm wondering whether a short one will be enough. Why? Did I unlock the air brakes? I don't know if I did. Oh yeah, I did. Oh, I need to make sure I put those over center of mass. Don't want them flipping it around. Okay. Center of mass, center of thrust, center of lift. These probably just need to move forward a little bit. That tailplane now needs to get smaller. Dang. I need to switch this out. That's annoying. That's too long. That's definitely gonna... I can't... Oh... So that might be okay. That may not hit the runway. I think we'll give it a chance. Move those back a bit. Yeah. The Rapiers are the best engines as far as I'm aware. They've got really high power, they're dual mode, so they're kind of the best for a SSTO. So without fuel, I think the center of mass is still pretty similar. It's a bit further forward, but not by much. So I guess I could move these forward a little bit. About there. Okay. Sure we got no crew still. Good. Wobbly Goblin. 2. Electric Wobbaloo. Yeah, Zuriel, I'm pretty confident I've got the best engines for this. Prediction result is complete blammo. That's exactly what I want to hear when I start watching a stream about saving someone. Yep. Okay, so, just for some clarity on the rules, only part will survive means my cockpit and or probe core survive. So a controllable part. Even if they're completely unpowered, if they survive, that's a only part. So, one of the situations where I frequently have that happen when everything else rapidly disassembles itself is when I crash on the runway. So let's start this prediction, because I think I'm ready to take this out to the runway. Oh, put the panels in the hatch. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. So then they don't create any drag. And I just open it up when I'm in space and get power up there. Yeah, I like that plan. Alright. There is more fuel this time. I've got a liquid fuel tank here. And then I've got rocket fuel with oxidizer in the rear too. Alright, let's taxi out. It'd be neat if you could attach fixed solar panels inside the bay doors. Yeah. Yeah, stuff like that would be cool. Alright, we have a 0 Kerbal at risk launch. Current predictions are most... Wow, still lots of confidence in me being able to return. 18,000 meat shields on... Yep. Just under 5,000 for only part will survive, and 11,000 on complete blammo. Oh, now we're up to 44,000 on Yep. Wow, someone dropped some big points. Okay, and we're almost ready for launch. 44 to 6 to 19. Okay, brakes are off. Engines are active. Throttling up. I'm going to try partial throttle this time and see if I can get myself up to higher atmosphere before I boost and attempt to reach orbit. I reckon I can probably lift now. Nope. No, I cannot. Now I can. Landing gear up. Let's gain some altitude. I am very much cooking my tailplane. Yeah, landing gear probably a little too far back, but also not a huge amount of lift. Even with the tailplane as far back as it is. Solar panels are inside the cargo bay, so I can open it up when I get to space. When I'm outside atmosphere and get power that way. Thinking somewhere around 8 kilometers is where I'm gonna try and level off, get some speed up. But maybe lower than that, I'm not sure. Pitch a little bit. Start building up some speed. Keep air breathing, you can get more altitude by throttling down as speed increases. I wonder how much flow is required for this, so I can have an idea of where I should be balancing against. Does it say? Fuel flow... Yeah, I don't know. Need more speed! This is where I think I always get a bit stuck. So, my previous launch, yes, I weighed less. I know that. But my previous launch, I was much higher speed when I was at this altitude. And what I've found is once I get up to a good speed at this altitude, I can't pitch up hard enough. And when I sometimes do, I rip the whole thing apart. But maybe I just wasn't going fast enough. Because now we're going heaps faster. Look at that. Now I can probably angle up a bit. Get some more height. Level off at another bit higher. Oh, we're getting re-entry effects. We are burning up! Let's put the maneuver node up. Yeah, getting toasty. I think I might have pushed this a bit too hard. Apoapsis is only at 25. Periapsis is at minus 487. Speed is decreasing now. Almost out of thrust. Let's go... And probably switch engine type in a second. Yep. Switch. More up. Yeah, I didn't do that very well that time, did I? Got up to a higher speed on the air-breathing engines, but burnt a heap of fuel trying to get there. Which was less than ideal. My periapsis, you're right, my periapsis is at minus 320-ish. So maybe I won't have to burn as hard. To get to orbit? Maybe. Burn time 18 seconds. Oh! Maybe this has ended up about the same in terms of fuel remain. Only a short burn required here. They got plenty of electric charge because I got that battery. And that's the other thing. I added the mass of the battery as well, so there's, you know, a few other things that have made this one a bit less likely to be as efficient. Alright, and burn. And orbit. Stable orbit with 27 fuel remaining this time. Ooh! Look at that. I gained an extra 10 fuel. Also, the solar panels, they do nothing. They do not give me enough power to gain electricity, I think. Oh no, I'm gaining. Gaining very, very slowly. Okay, that's alright. Good. They do work. So this thing is just attempting to see if I can actually do an SSTO. So, step one was see if I can do it, then progress from that and see if I can make it so I can carry a sort of a retrieval satellite. So this will go to low Kerbin orbit. The retrieval satellite will go to Val's eccentric high orbit, retrieve Val, and then bring her back to this, and then she'll land in this. That's my idea. Thanks, Omni5. Thank you for 9 months. Yeah, they are very much a learning curve from rockets and just regular planes. There's a whole lot of challenge with everything else. Would you not take this straight to Val? No. So, Lenjet, I doubt I'll have enough fuel. I doubt my ability to get an SSTO capable of getting to Val's orbit. If I manage to do that, great. But I'm trying to be more realistic in my own abilities of what I can manage to do. I mean, yes, I could refuel something like this to then go collect Val. That's doable. One thing I am noticing, that was pretty close to spot on in terms of fuel to oxidizer ratios. So there's that. Right. Round we go. And I think, to make sure that I am landing in daytime, I'm going to burn retro here. Yeah, this... If I want to... So if I ever get one of these working well enough to bring a decent payload to space, then I would love to use one of these as a space refueler. That would be cool. I don't particularly like my chances. See if that antenna breaks off this time. It's inside. Yeah, Incest Black, I've tried the lots more lift on an SSTO thing, and then I looked at what a lot of people have posted for their SSTO space planes on Reddit and things like that, and most of them have very little lift. And the other thing to remember is the Mark II body provides lift as well. Yep, fully charged, 360 charge, so I can use my charge this time, which helps. Though you're already a bit glowy, which I don't like. The fact that the cockpit's still hot and hasn't radiated off means maybe I need to put some radiators in here to try and get rid of some of the heat. But also, the fact that I've got power means I can do things like the current maneuver where I'm actively pushing against the atmosphere, and we're getting a lot of slowdown right now. Which will hopefully help when I get through to the thicker bit of the atmosphere. And I have to be a bit more prograde. Honestly, I didn't aim for anything. I'm aiming to not explode and then to have to try and figure out my landing. I figure that'll be a win. See how much I can get slow down in the upper atmosphere here. Yeah, all red in the face. And now getting a little bit red in the wings, I think. How bad would it be to deploy the air brakes now? Oh, what am I talking about? Let's just do it. Very bad. They might get ripped off, mightn't they? Alright, we're slowing. We're slowing, which we were not at this altitude last time. Looks like we got desert, so there's a moderate chance I'll be able to slow down enough to not fly straight over it, maybe? This is working better. It's amazing what having some power to actually maneuver we can do. Is the rocking motion intentional? Actually, yes. I mean, I wasn't trying for rocking, but it's fighting me to go prograde, so I'm just fighting against it to try and slow down a bit more. It's trying to rock the AI to sleep, yes. It looks like we are going straight over the desert, which is a pity. But we're also down to 1350 meters a second, which I think is slower than I even got to last time. I don't want to bank at these velocities. I've learned that can be a significant error. You don't want to bank with KSP's part integrity until you're a bit slower. But we're looking good. Now I just need to curve round to the north and try and get back toward land, because there's no land anywhere out there. Uh-oh. Don't like my chances of being able to turn around. Can I keep the cockpit intact? No, I don't want to deploy the air brakes right now. I need to keep my speed up. No, 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 no. Must keep speed up because I'm trying to see if I can keep some of this speed intact to try and turn around and head back toward land. Trying to think whether I'm better off heading towards that bit, probably. Over there. Use what little fuel I've got remaining to give myself a bit of a speed boost. In a second. Switch back to air breathing. I've got 11 fuel. So I'm not going to get far with it. But I might get far enough. Probably not, though. That's it. So, as I mentioned before launch, if the cockpit and or the probe core survive, that is a partial. So I'm going to attempt to keep the cockpit intact as I come in for this splashdown. How slow can we go? The slower the better. I think if I deploy the air brakes just before touchdown, it might kick my nose up. And keep the cockpit intact. I don't think I've got enough lift to dive too much deeper than this. Like, I don't think I've got enough control to pull up quickly enough. It takes me quite a bit to get level enough that I'm not going to hit my cockpit first. I imagine having the landing gear deployed is... I don't know if it's better or worse. Anyone got any insight? Because I'm not sure. Okay, here we go, 500 meters. 83 meters a second. Yeah, my estimate is worse. 62. Toggling the air brakes. It's not enough. We're still going nose in. It's intact! I broke nothing! Yeah, I'm counting that as a landing. That is 100% intact. That is a successful landing. Yes! Yes! Oh, man, yes. Oh, all you people who picked yep must be so happy right now. Oh, oh yes, that is a safe landing. Thank you very much. Oh, I can't believe that worked. I have never done a properly successful water landing like that. Oh man. Oh, that felt so good. That was so unexpected. That felt so good. Uh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. that that almost gives me confidence to put a Kerbal in it. Not enough, but it's getting closer to putting a Kerbal on board. Yeah, you finally wanted a predictions, Doug. No Kerbal yet. So, all right. Should I try this again, or should I try it with, or what should I modify? Let's just have a look at this center of, center of mass, center of, and lift. I think I did need the extra battery, yeah. I think I used up like half the power using that, doing that powered aerodynamic maneuver as I came in through the high atmosphere. I used up quite a lot to keep the gyro. I think I used about half of what was there, so the battery was very much required. But yeah, I can probably take the monopropellant out. That's a good point. Which is in here. Is it better thrust to weight ratio, or is it just better flight path? Like, my flight path I think I still need to work on. Alright, let's do some more significant modifications and see what we can come up with. Let's try it. I can do something successful at this scale, so let's go bigger. We'll get rid of the tailplane. We're going to add... I think I'm going to go with either the bicoupler, but I actually think the short adapter is what I want to use. Short adapter, and then I'll put an extra thruster on the tail there. Then we're going to pop that off, and we're going to go fuel tanks, which are going to be Mark 1 liquid fuel. Then those. Is that going to be too much? Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. Then I was thinking I might see if there's a different wing type I can put on here. Maybe the larger delta wing? This one? That can fit a couple of elevons on it. Oh, I hate when this happens. Why are you like this? This is a lot more drag, though. I don't know if I need more lift or less. I don't know what I need more. I don't know. So I thought I'd try more lift, more drag, more thrust, and see if I do any better. And if this does worse, then we go back to trying to cut down on drag. That's kind of where I'm leaning toward. Now, obviously, I do need to drop a few things down here that are too high. Most of that's higher than it should be. Correct now. And the wings need to drop. I'll need to drop quite a bit because the tailplane is going to be more elevated than them. That out. Yeah, that's neat. Landing, yeah, definitely need more control surfaces and things like that. But the thing is, the landing would be easier if I had fuel left, and it may not be the case. Of course, I am definitely not the person to say any of this confidently, but it may not be the case that it's helpful having more lift and more drag, because that might be what's stopping me from getting enough fuel to use on landing in the first place. Because if I could use fuel, I can use thrust instead, so that's an alternative approach to getting the ability to have a powered landing. Okay, these need to go up just a bit. Looks about right. Okay. Landing gear need to go back a little bit. They're a touch too far forward for my liking. That looks about right. There we go. I think this is worth a crack. Push these back a little bit. Yeah. Wobbly Goblin. 3. Save. Start a prediction. Again, about the landing. So this time, I've got a bit less rocket fuel, but a lot more liquid fuel, because I've got these fuel tanks on either side, both of which hold as much as this one in the middle did. So maybe I should actually swap that out for a rocket fuel. Yeah. Drop tanks I feel are like, if I add drop tanks, I'm not really doing an SSTO, and I know that it's possible, and I want to see if I can do it. It's kind of a personal challenge thing, as much as anything. There's no reason why I need to be so fixated on making an actual proper SSTO, but it's just something that I've never managed to achieve well enough to deliver something useful to orbit, and I'd really like to. Spot on as I can. Alright. Action groups. Oh, it's in there. Cool. Alright. Launch time. What's the prediction been this time? We've got 45,000 towards, yep, 2,000 towards only part will survive, and 6,000 towards blammo. People are getting more confident. That just means someone's going to get a big payout who's not got any faith in me. Alright. Stabilizers on. Throttle up. Let's roll. Oh, if people are wondering why I keep doing the wings angled up like that, it's just because I think it looks cool. There's no good reason for it. Can't believe I voted yes on Splitsy not dying, but hey, here we are. Yeah, KB. Sometimes you just gotta go with where the past performance suggests you should go. Even though past performance is not a predictor of future performance, we should know that from every financial services ad ever. Hey, Angus. Well, that would be crashing after many backflips, so yeah, fair point. You have a valid point, KB. You have a valid point. Satan's Pegasus, the speed at takeoff varies dependent on the amount of lift available for your craft and the mass of your craft. It is not a set thing. Capac waiting to shoot you down from behind a cloud. No. Although Capac is, at least in the co-op space program thing we did, he was better at space planes than me in general. So maybe he was. Maybe he is. Want to go up, just want to go up fast. Okay, now we're getting some speed up. Keep gaining some altitude. Let's put maneuver node on. Alright, yes, now we're getting some serious thrust. Oh, look at it burn! Alright, I think it's probably about time to switch to those rocket boosters. Okay. Perhaps is at minus 288, so that was a better attack that I did then. And look at all the fuel. I think I might be on a winner here. "17 seconds burn, and I've still got 798 liquid fuel, 535 oxidizer. Yes! Yeah, and roughly the same burn to circularize, but heaps better fuel left over. No solar panels yet. We're still not actually in space. I'll leave it until I absolutely need to. I'm not going to open up for them. I've got heaps of electric charge. I've got 300 of 360 remaining. There's no rush to bring them out yet. I imagine with the mechanical parts and or a mod that gives more power to those mechanical parts, you could do swing wings. So now I can open up. Yeah, the cockpit has cooled down this time, which is good. I feel like my tail plane is weird on this one. It's the goes skinnier and then block that just feels odd about it. I feel like I want to kind of clip the Rapier engine inside so just the black part is out. Oh yeah, no worries, Space Ghost. I'm aware that the details on this are very difficult to spot because of me playing in 4K and streaming in 1080p and the text being nightmarishly small, and I have no idea how to fix it. There we go, orbit. Look at all that fuel I've got left. Yes! I did a thing. I can't believe that actually came together quite quickly. Yep, that fuel is effectively payload, yeah. It doesn't look like the game text scales with UI scale in Windows, because the text is also on the edge of uncomfortably small from my perspective. Now, to get it down, and to try and get it near to the KSC, that's the challenge now. I actually want to try and get close to the KSC this time. I've got enough fuel, I should be going for that. I'm not going to attempt a runway landing, unless I get really gutsy, but I do want to attempt at least somewhere in this area sort of landing. Alright, so if I want to do that for the cheapest burn, I probably want to do it somewhere over here, I think. Maybe here? Oh no, probably out here, yeah. So let's warp ahead to there. Thank you, Mr. Tinman. Thank you for a year. This is not Earth. This is Kerbin. I am not playing on the realistic solar system. That scares me. I think justifiably so, given my past performance. Okay, periapsis is that's enough. See if by some miracle I can land at the KSC. Bearing in mind, I still have a moderate amount of fuel here. So I've got 508 liquid fuel, and I should probably turn back to air breathing mode. Should also close these. Go. I've got a lot more lift this time too. More lift, more fuel. So that should help a lot. I should be close-ish. I think I probably started my deorbit burn a little bit early. Maybe I could land at the desert launch instead. But I put my periapsis at 30, but it looks like it should end up somewhere over here as aerodynamics takes effect. So I might have gotten it reasonably close. I feel like I have gotten better at eyeballing these things. Hope the extra fuel weight isn't a problem. That is a valid point, and I have no way to dump it. As long as overheating isn't an issue, then we should be okay. How much oxidizer is left? 181. But I shouldn't need that. And it's not a huge amount. It gives me some orbital maneuverability capability, so that I'm happy with that. And then leftover liquid fuel difference is good for re-entry. Yeah, I like having the fuel window popped out. Where are we going over? Okay, so that's that landmass. Where is that ending? Okay, it looks like I'm landing at the desert center. I have gotten this very, very wrong. Well, if I manage to land anywhere near that, I'll be happy too. It is blushing again. It's embarrassed. Embarrassed by its pilot. Who knew AI could get embarrassed? What I'm going to do is once I get down to like 8,000 meters, at that point I might see how efficient my flight profile is and whether I can fly myself to the KSC from there. Because it might be possible. Down to just around, just a little over 2,000 meters a second. $19.50. Hey, Remethep, how's it going? Thanks for the raid. Oh no, Space Ghost, this was my attempt at landing near base. I just stuffed it up. I did my retrograde burn too soon. This was very much an attempt at that. I just didn't do good. I did bad. But it looks like we're gonna. This is a good little re-entry path, and with my extra lifting surface, I'm braking a lot more rapidly. That sounds very disappointing. I don't want to play somewhere where drinking a beer will harm you. Unless you're talking like, yeah, if you open your space helmet. Like in Stationeers. Alright, where are we at? Do I attempt to land at the desert airfield, or do I try and see if I can fly all the way, a quarter of the way around the planet on 500 fuel? Yeah, the heat really wasn't an issue at all. Yeah, let's have some dessert. Let's land there. Oof, Earl Grey, that's rough. Losing a station and don't even know how. Oh, yeah. Can I set that as a target? Activate navigation. There we go. Down we come. I mean, there is the argument that the more fuel I try and land with, the heavier I am. So if I try and go further, maybe I'll have a better chance at landing. Yeah, Undead Machine, I probably should have looked for a mod. I figured there probably would be one for increasing the text size of the elements that don't get changed with the UI scaling in-game. Because I've got the UI scaled up big. Like, I think it's 2 to 2.5 times normal size. Probably 2. But it variably affects the different elements. I'm going to cruise, I think, lower than I should. But I'd like to be able to see the ground rather than being in the clouds. Mode air breathing, good. Nice little name there. 4K SP expanded. Yep. I mean, when Kerbal Space Program was started, it wasn't really designed around probably even... Oh, I think 1440p was becoming relatively regular. But 4K, certainly not. And I only went to 4K for editing. It's just easier to run my games in 4K when I can, because it doesn't cause all sorts of weirdness with Windows. But I really like it for editing because then I can have my edited video at full resolution in the preview window. How far have we got to go? Alright, I gotta go over those mountains. Cool. Got a fair way to go. Do these engines not have an alternator? Oh, the Rapiers I don't think have an alternator. Oh. Okay. Right. That certainly makes that battery a lot more useful. Huh. I got heaps of fuel. Got 446 fuel remaining. And I'm only going, like, this far. It'll be fine. I probably don't need to go at Mach 1, though. Open the solar panels. You know what? If I slow down a bit, I probably could. Yep, we are gaining power. It works. I can probably do more efficient flight if I vary what I'm doing with these engines, but they're throttleable, so I don't know how much difference it makes in KSP having multiple engines throttled down to give the same amount of thrust versus just two engines being throttled down to give the same level of thrust. I don't know if they vary their fuel efficiency based on the amount of fuel flow. My suspicion is they don't, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it said antenna broke. I had deployed the internal antenna. But the Prodobodyne still has one. Let's get some time warp going. I can see the trees! It's going to be a long flight, how about a story? I mean, once I've got more power, I might speed up a bit. In fact, I probably should speed up a bit. Got a little bit on the slow side. Oh no, I'm up to 150. It's getting there. It's getting something. Just gotta be really careful not to explode this while I'm using time warp. Getting a little lift from the bay doors, yeah. 167 power up there now. Yeah, it's not too bad. Over these mountains, and then it's not... Alright, then it's at the other mountains, so I can see... I'll be able to see roughly... I think we can kind of see them in the distance over here. I think those are the mountains over there. That's where we're headed. Yet again, Splitsy forgot to install Tetris on the ship. Yep. Oh yeah, I'm heaps more than 25% closer. This is fine. I'm actually happy that I'm burning most of my fuel, because the lighter I am at landing, the better. As proved by my successful splashdown. Yeah, I know I'm slightly deviated off the path. Might fix it a bit now. Yeah. Here we go. The question is, which way is the runway facing? I have no idea. I've never been here before. Never seen the desert runway. Airfield. Getting close. Oh, I can see it. I think it's time to close this. We've got 227 charge. It's going to have to be enough. We need to swing around to our left a bit, so I can see the runway just there. Val is in an eccentric orbit of about 3 million and 6 million meters, waiting to be rescued, and I think this is the space plane that's going to do it. I just need to work out how much of a rescue vehicle I can load up in the payload bay here. Yes, true. If I don't crash this, this will be the plane. If I do crash it, it will be one that's virtually identical to this, but built from new parts. It has been too long since I've done a spaceplane landing in KSP. I am a little bit worried. See the runway. I think I need to turn a little bit, just a little bit more. Yeah, Trottles, the anxiety of landing, it does keep one awake. I didn't know that, Mima. I did not know that any of the special locations actually did anything other than provide you extra science points. I thought they were just about the science points. Alright, landing gear down. Now I've got air brakes. I don't normally have air brakes for landings. So that might be helpful, or it may be a hindrance. I don't know. Bring it around a little bit further. Just on the direct approach. It's pretty good. Pretty good approach in my books. Need more thrust. Losing speed too quickly. I think SAS is making my life harder, not easier. No, it's not. It's making my life easier. Here we go. Throttle off. Actually, no, throttle back on. Still got further to go. Come on, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. A little more speed. More speed. Too slow. Oh, nope. Short of the runway. That's okay. We'll just roll onto the runway. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong? There we go. Alright. Does anyone know how to make the grass less painful with frames? There we are. 2 successful landings. In a row, even. I would not have picked that. Whoa, ArtLab. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for 20 gift subs. Thank you very much. Yeah, that is one way to celebrate a landing. Oh, wow. Well, I made my first ever desert landing. With what might be my first properly, maybe even slightly useful SSTO. And let's recover the vessel. Oh, nice. That felt so good! Ah. I am so insanely looking forward to KSP2 and hoping it's not something that ends up overhyped and a massive disappointment. Because, man, I'm having way too much fun with this game right now. Okay. So, what I need to do now is probably not be in the spaceplane hangar, but I'm going to see if I can build it here anyway. I need to build a tiny little module that can go get Val and come back and needs to fit in that space. I'm not sure that's even possible. Does anyone know a better way to make that snap? Hold Alt. Ah, oh, thank you. Oh man, that is incredibly useful. I wish I'd known that a long time ago. Actually, I'm gonna remove the round one and I'm gonna add some Z100s here. How much with the round? 200, yeah. So that's the same amount of charge, but it gives me a little bit more space to play with. Am I going to tuck the middle engine in? Maybe. Sometimes feels a little cheaty doing that, but I'm still probably going to do it. Alright, so what I need on this Oh, hold up. If I'm going to go rescue Val, I don't need this OKTO. I can get rid of that one. Because I'm going to have a pilot. Yeah. Yeah. And electrical. Can I do this? I put them inside. Well, I have to put them like this. Do I just put solar panels here? And I have to flip so that that gets done. Yes, I need a retrieval pod because the pod's going to go to high orbit, grab her, and then come back down to the space plane. She'll just fly across from the pod in here, but I need something to go grab her because I don't think the space plane's going to go to the full thing. Extendable solar panels. Yeah, I could do both, actually. Okay, those are huge. Oh wait, if I put one of these on... Nope, that is way too long. If I put one of these on... Yeah, there we go. So that'll work nicely in space. Now, probe. We need a pod. They're the same mass, okay. Oh, no. I don't think I've got ion engines yet. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Have to go with the spark. Yeah. Alright, fuel tanks. What fuel tank can I fit here? That panel is not retractable. What do you mean? I thought you could extend and retract this one. I'll be back in just a second. I need to take a quick bio break, but I think I should be able to fit a small fuel tank here, then the spark, then some little like donut fuel tanks, and then what I was going to put for Val is this. I'll be back in just a moment once I figure out where I've hidden it on my stream PC. This one. Alright, so apparently a spider had a field day in my ensuite last night. There's like long strands of web with no actual web going all across the thing. Ugh, it's so annoying. Right. Small fuel tank. Can I fit the C? the Oscar C too big? Probably. Maybe I have to go to B. B, and then let's put the spark on. Or maybe I could fit the C, actually. Let's try. Yeah, I was thinking some baguette tanks would be good. If I can fit them. C. Now, the reason I'm picking the Spark is it's got a 320 vacuum ISP, and I think it's the highest one I've got of the mini engines right now. I don't think I've got anything better. Although the Cub... How big's the Cub? What's that weigh? 0.18 tons versus 0.13. Alright, the Spark's better. For this purpose, the Spark is definitely better. Do you guys think that clipping is going to be an issue? Just in case, I'm going to do a little bit of a cheat. I'm going to clip the fuel tank in just so it doesn't do that. Okay. There we go. Not too much cheating, just a little bit cheating. Just a touch. There's a couple of baguettes. So how much fuel does that give me? That gives me... not a lot, but I have no idea what sort of delta V that gives me either. That. I think I might... let's do... I would like to know how much delta V I get out of this before I try and use it. Yeah, I'll need solar panels on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go sub-assemblies. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to drop it in there. Oh man, I'm having a mental blank. What's the name of the movie where the guy rides the rocket? That's basically what Val's about to do, except she's hopefully not going to crash with it. Val's savior. Space Cowboy. Ah. There we go. Dr. Strangelove. Armageddon. Clockwork Orange. It's Strangelove, isn't it? Strangelove's the one I'm thinking of. There we go. Done. Now I want to save that Wobbly Goblin and go back to this. And go over here and build it in here. Right. Why? Let me do this sometimes. There we go. Wait. Does anyone know why I don't have any control over anything right now? Like camera moves or anything? Huh. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. No, you can't put the solar panels on the cargo bay door anytime, as far as I'm aware, which is sad. Okay, yeah, it's definitely a bug because now I'm able to control it. That was weird. So, if I change my delta V to vacuum, 3,568 meters per second. I think I'm going to have enough. But what I do need to add is some more power. This definitely lacks on the power front. I'm going to substantially reduce it. Then I also need to have some solar panels. And I think with this, I kind of want to have some deployable ones. Yeah, I need to have antenna as well. I think. It may strictly not require it, but I think it's probably best if I put it on there. Oh, this should be fine with a regular panel. How do I change symmetry mode? Middle click. Okay, so we've got power generation. We've got a good supply of battery, like probably way too much. Hey, thank you, JMD. Thank you for 13 months. Did we save Val? We are about to make the Val saving attempt. I need an external command seat. This is going to be the little rocket to save Val. I so hope this works. This is so dumb. I really hope it works. And then we need an antenna. There we go. The OKTO has a reaction wheel in it, I think. Yeah, wheel authority. It does. This one has a reaction wheel, so I'm going to try and get away without it because it's such a small thing. It should manage, I think. Do I know how the Wobbly Goblin is going to handle the extra weight? No. No, I do not. Oh, does R do the mode as well? Ah, thank you. Oops, that's not what I wanted to press. Okay, so sub-assemblies. Save. No, I'm not going to use RCS for approach. Because I only need to get kind of close and then use Val to do the crossing and I don't need to actually dock, I'm happy to just use the thruster. I think it's worth it for the mass saving and space saving because we're fitting this in a very small volume. I'm slightly worried that the seat for Val is going to be a problem. That does slightly concern me. Ooh, I think it just fits. Oh, neatly. Perfect. Oh, that's perfection. All right, now we need a crew of Jeb and just Jeb. Jeb's gonna go up and rescue Valentina. Yeah, this is... No, Alex, her name was not Stephanie. Valentina flew the booster rocket that allowed the 3 other guys to get to Duna and back, and she's still up there, so I'm going to go and bring her back. The true hero of the successful Duna return mission. I'm gonna test the solar panel thing, because I don't know that that's true. I feel like I've definitely retracted these. Let's just go to the launch pad, the runway, and see. I had the retract thing in the building thing, but I wanna check. Because the other ones are heavier. Okay, yeah. Doesn't give you a retract option. I never knew that. Why would they do that? I suppose it's just for satellites. Oh, I need to come to a stop so I can actually come. Suppose it is cheaper that way. That's a fair point. This is all for me to learn, as I expect a number of these sorts of quirks will continue to be a thing for KSP2. So when it... Because, like, the whole goal behind me doing this series when I first started out was I want to not suck completely when it comes to KSP2's launch. So that I feel like I can actually play the game and do some cool stuff, not just be like, oh, how do I do things? Yeah. There we go. That one's retractable. Cool. Thank you for teaching me that. Even if I thought you were crazy when you suggested it. Yeah, so the way this is going to work is Val is going to transfer using the Strangelove. She'll fly to it, get in the seat. Then the Strangelove will bring her back close enough to this, and then will EVA transfer, and the Strangelove will be left in orbit. Because it doesn't need to be returned. Alright. Wobbly Goblin K1 ready to go. Because we've actually got a Kerbal on board. Yep, more space junk. Although this thing's probably got enough Delta V that it could burn it could make itself burn up. The only other thing I was thinking of doing, but I'm not sure I should given everything worked, was doing a little cheeky to make that look neater. Because that does look neater. Get closer and get it just right if I'm going to do this. Oh yeah, I know my staging's wrong, don't worry. But thank you for the reminder, just in case I did forget. Okay, so now my lift needs to move forward a fair bit. Oh, I don't want to move it too far. It does need to move a bit, because I did move some mass. This is going to adjust significantly for return, and I don't want to end up putting my lift in front of my mass for return without the thing. Alright. Okay. That should be good. Let's get a prediction going. So, for this mission, I've got an actual mission to do. I am getting Valentina back. Will I be able to return Valentina. Val, because I'm going to run out of characters. Val to Kerbin. Yep. Kind of want to do with... I always like having 3 options because I think it makes it more interesting. What should be the partial complete? Nope. Gonna need to fly again. Oh. Nope. Not this time, as in... No, not this time. So the partial option is I can get the SSTO most of the way there, but it doesn't actually get all the way there, and so I actually need to fly back and fly another mission to go get her, and then complete blammo. Yeah, that seems good. Because what I'm suspicious could happen here is I'll get up to suborbital. I could deploy the Strangelove, and then, knowing I don't have enough fuel, return the Wobbly Goblin to the surface, launch it again, but the next launch is without the payload. And the Strangelove is able to get Val, but then I have to... So it's a double launch sort of thing. I think that could work. Ooh, 30% almost with the complete blammo. Wow. That's a lot more than I was expecting. This worries me a bit. Not gonna lie. That does worry me a bit. But I don't know what else I can do about it. Alright, let's taxi out. We've got our staging correct. We've got our actions, I think. Yep. Right, launch away. Taxi to the end of the runway. So it's almost 60-20-20 for yep, nope, not this time, and complete blammo. Though, that's just by the number of channel points used. By the number of people, it's 25 for yep, 21 for nope, not this time, but it seems like the people who are voting for nope, not this time are just not putting too much behind the vote. Oh, now it's 68-16. Someone... Oh, nope. That's shifted it. So 29, 24, and 6. Okay, here we go. Brakes away. SAS on. Jeb. Enjoy your first spaceplane flight. Here we go. Yeah, fuel could definitely be an issue on this one. I am bringing a bit more weight. Landing gear up. Throttle back. Let's get some more altitude quickly. Oh, I've managed to make Jeb look worried for a second there. Gain that altitude quickly, then we'll level off at about 8,000. Gain some speed and climb from there. Yeah, man. I figured I'd chance it and see if I could lift off before the end of the runway. There is a safety margin in lifting off using the end of the runway, because you're just that little bit less likely to tail strike. Okay, 5,500. Let's keep going. Flight control seems to be okay so far. Look at Jeb with all these fancy controls that he can do now. Can even go missionward. About time. Pull back a bit. Leveling off. Let's gain some speed. I have had very limited success with putting stageable boosters on space planes. As in, still trying to fly them like a space plane, like not launching them like the shuttle did, but launching them from the runway and using boosters. I feel like it actually makes things harder a lot of the time. But yes, the point of this is for me to build an SSTO, which was a thing that I hadn't ever really achieved in any meaningful fashion. Okay, here we go, now we're getting some speed. Let's get some real speed and let's do this thing. Meters a second. Yeah, literally the best I've done with an SSTO before was the equivalent of that first trip, where I ended up being almost able to get to orbit, but not quite. I think I've messed up my attack on this one. Yeah, I've totally stuffed this one. Oh, no. Let's gain some altitude. Come on, come on, come on! Must make orbit. Oh, not a total stuff. It looks like I should still make orbit. But it's definitely not as good as the previous one. The previous one was much better. Yes, KB. Yep. Nope, you'll just miss does seem more likely. I figured it was a likely enough outcome that it's worth including in the predictions. As mentioned, it's so much more interesting having these predictions if all three outcomes are possible, or feel possible. Oh, a lot of missions that I haven't ticked off. Oh, it's all the science from Duna. Set to maneuver node. We are in space. Let's get fuel up so I can see what my power's doing. And we burn. Actually, you know what? Considering the payload, we're in orbit. So we've got a payload on board, and I've got 369 liquid fuel remaining. That's not too bad. I've got about half the fuel from last time. Although, how much of that fuel is on board in this? Is it counting the fuel that's in here? No! It's used the fuel that's in here. Oh no! No! Oh, no! Oh. Okay, so my periapsis is at 70.6 kilometers. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is pin that one, pin that one, pin that one. Now, I shouldn't need these to be completely full. Oh, what am I doing? Stop. I mean out. That's what I wanted to do. I think oxidizer is going to be my issue. Yeah, someone did forget to switch the valve to the off position. Oh, I don't like my chances of being able to dock. Given where the docking clamps are. Now that's just a fuel tank. That's got... Alright, might go out of... What? Isn't that? Transferring out. The liquid fuel will, but why won't the oxidizer transfer? Huh? I don't know why this one won't transfer, but this one did. No, I don't have RCS on the Strangelove. I deliberately didn't for mass concerns. Why was I able to pull the oxidizer out of that one, but not out of this one? So confused. Anyone got any theories? What I could try? Oh, now it works. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, so what I have left myself with is a total of 15 oxidizer. Don't worry about my altitude. My periapsis is above atmosphere, so I am in a stable low Kerbin orbit. It's all good. My periapsis is above 70 kilometers, so I will not hit atmosphere and I will not lose any altitude at any point. I might just take... Oh, that's too much. I think I just made a mistake. What I was trying to do was make these about even. So that's 13.34. All right. That is close enough. All right. Yes, sending in the team to rescue the team we sent in to rescue the team we sent in to rescue the team. Yep. Wow, hotshots is not something I have thought of in a very long time. Probably for good reason in some respects. Let's flip for the solar panels. Okay. Undock. Oop, bounced a bit. Didn't really like that, did it? Okay, really wasn't expecting this part to be an issue, but, you know, it's fine. Yeah. The Strangelove is ready to go. We have 2,000 meters per second of delta V. Alright, let's switch back. Let's extend this solar panel. Oh, and back to the Strangelove. Alright, where is Val at? There we go. Set as target. I'll first start by pushing this out toward the periapsis. And realize that I might actually be fairly close on the fuel thing and this might not work. Oh dear. This is going to be uncomfortably close, I think. But my meters per second of fuel, my delta V will increase as my fuel decreases, so there's that. Oh, why do I do this? Why do I do this? Because this looks cool. Hang on. Wait, I want to move that way? Yeah. That's why. This will look cooler when I'm coming back with Val, though. To have fun and learn. Yeah, pretty much. It is a very fun learning game, this game. So in 3 minutes or so, I need to start burning. Oh, I just had a thought. I should probably come up with some sort of channel point thing that's a highlight so you guys can remind me when to take a good screenshot if I don't remember during a stream. Because I create thumbnails for all the stream VODs on YouTube, it's actually really handy to have them. Alright, here we go. Burn. No, what? No, oh no. Much fighting. Because of slight rocket instability. Because of mass of the seat. Okay, we're going to have to burn a bit slower so I can actually fight it. This might be doomed to failure. Yeah, just wait till there's a Kerbal on top. Yeah. This is gonna get bad. It's gonna get really bad. Hey, BJ Squid. It's a good thing you have all that extra fuel. Yes. I think what I have just done is created an extra relay satellite in Kerbin orbit. The chances of me getting this to line up with Val, especially... Oh, no! Oh, no! No, there's basically zero chance this is going to work. I forgot Val's orbiting the wrong way. No, I completely forgot. Whoops. I just, like, totally forgot. Oh. Oh, man. No, stop. No. Stay on target. Stay on target. Well, at least that's going to give me a chance to fix this thing. I just want to see how far I can push out my orbit. See if I can make this... Oops. See how much extra fuel I need for this to actually work. I also wonder if my SSTO is even capable of doing a reverse orbit. So there's an 11-kilometer intersect separation. Intersect 1, intersect... So, I mean, how much fuel does it actually take to flip this around? Could Val do it in her suit? I don't think so, because my orbital speed is still quite high. Ah, dear. What does it take to flip it around at the high orbit? Because it may still be better to flip around the Strangelove rather than flipping around the whole SSTO. But it does look like I need something like 4,000 Delta V for this maneuver. So I need 1,000, because I was going like 500 meters a second at apoapsis. Delta V, that's a fun game. Well, yeah, it can be. It definitely can be. Oh. Nope. Nope. Oh no. I just looked at the time. I'm worried I might not be able to save Val today. Must rush. Must do better. Be better. Okay. This thing didn't have all of its fuel, but managed to get almost in line with the orbit. Huh. Alright. Well, time to try and get the space plane down then. This is definitely not a successful mission. But I have to still get Jeb back. KSC is in nighttime, so that is not where I'm going to try and land. Oh, actually, I might want to spin around for a little bit. Oh, actually, that didn't help me. What am I doing? Someone tell me what I'm doing and why I shouldn't be doing it. Annoyingly, my apoapsis seems to be remaining over the day side, which is not what I wanted. I have so little fuel, I need to just burn at apoapsis. And hope that I can get... Well, I'll definitely be able to get my periapsis down. The challenge is going to be the number of passes it's going to take for me to get back on a return trajectory. Because I'm now suborbital. And it looks like I'm going to be going suborbital on the dark side. But if I just go down to 50, maybe I'll be able to bring it around to the day side to do my landing. Got full electric charge. So at least that's nice. True. That shouldn't matter. You do make a good point. It is minimally eccentric, so I should have just burnt wherever it suited me. Alright, let's close down the solar panels. Close the bay. Flip us around. Hope for the best. Stay fairly high, so I don't really want to do the big braking maneuver that I did last time, because otherwise I am going to be coming in the dark, and I don't like my chances of landing in the dark. So I would really like to start moving my periapsis around to here. But unfortunately, it looks like I'm going into atmosphere right at the terminator. That's not what I wanted. I screwed up. My periapsis is at 50 kilometers, so I should be able to just glide this around a bit and hopefully get back to the day side for my landing. It is down to 48.6 now, and it is falling. I might just get Jeb to keep it on prograde, so I minimize my losses. Is Jeb screaming with joy or terror? Jeb always screams with joy. We know this. As he goes, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. Perhaps is at 47. I think I'm moving it. I think it's going further toward daylight. Of course, that's also ocean. Is it? No, there's land. Okay, there is land. Not that ocean was the worst thing to land on. It wasn't good, though. This is going to get real hot. Oh, what am I going to do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I need to slow down, otherwise my cockpit's going to explode. I think I'm going to have to flare up. This is going too fast. And then I'll try set a high cruising altitude and see if I can keep the plane flying for a bit longer. This has got more lift, so I should be able to fly further once I'm cruising at a non-ridiculous speed. Because, yeah, that cockpit is getting real toasty for Jeb. We're going to have a cooked Kerbal if I'm not careful. $50 kilometers. We are a long way from daytime. I do think there's a decent chance this thing will be able to cruise at like 8,000 meters and get some decent distance. Even though I've only got 320 liquid fuel remaining. Orbital speed is down to 2120. Daylight is in the direction I'm heading, but I don't know if I'm chasing it. Oh, I'm chasing. No, it should be coming toward me. Thanks, Geet Fecker. Thank you for the 200 bits. Kept me company and been a friendly voice on long days of home working. Working from home. It is an interesting challenge. One I am still terrible at, I think. Too many distractions having the same computer that I play games on be the one that I do work on as well. I might have... I'm not sure exactly how far I went, Keokima, last time. I thought it was maybe an 8th round. You might be right. Yeah, the cockpit is a bit too toasty, but we are slowing down. $18.80. $18.70. I mean, I do work by playing games, but I mean like playing games when I'm not streaming or recording or whatever. Because I still do that. Possibly more than I should. $1,700, 1690, 1680. Come on, slow down. Slow down before we explode, please. I don't want to lose Jeb this way. Not like this. Not like this. I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay. Down to 1330. Yep, we're going to be alright. We're going to be alright. Okay, not burning up. Now, can I get to daylight and land this thing, or am I going to have to figure out how to eject and use parachutes, which I've never done? Still haven't gotten around to learning that. Yeah, Screamer, Jeb did look... He looks less nonplussed than usual. We'll say that. Vulcan Riddy, if you use the command that's in the stream title, you can see exactly what mods I'm using. Alright. That's a decent way to have to go. But there's no way I'm landing on land without it. So that is so dark. There is so little chance of this going okay. I don't know. I'm not putting up air brakes now. Now I want to keep my speed. Now that I'm not burning up, I want to keep the speed I've got. And I want to attempt to get toward daylight. So I'm heading east. Toward the sun. I'll ignite my engines soon. No, Val did not make it on board. I stuffed it. I need a bigger recovery vehicle, and I need a better... I need to get to orbit going the opposite direction. I forgot that little element. Forgot that Val was orbiting backwards. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll try and go backwards with the SSTO and see if I can get to orbit doing that. Because I don't even know if this thing's going to be able to. Like, I'm close enough when I'm going the favourable direction. Going the unfavourable direction, I'm not sure it'll work. Jeb's sandwich diet. Yep. Save on Kerbal mass. How far are we? I think we can do this. At this altitude, I'm getting, I think, more efficient flight because my throttle's down here and I'm keeping myself at nearly 800 meters a second. I think it's better. There we go. We can see the sunrise. It's coming. Yeah, I will shut off the fuel transfer as well, because the Wobbly stole fuel. Yep, I am gaining altitude as well, which is good. Get some nice cruising. And I've just got to try and pick a vaguely flat area to try and land on. With 100 fuel remaining. And 130 power remaining. screenshot. There you go. Alright, I'm cutting thrust. I'm gonna glide. See how far we can get. We're high, we're fast. Close to 20 kilometers altitude. Yeah, I'll have to open the payload doors before I run out of power, just to see if I can eke a little bit out of them. Fortunately, the solar panels are on this surface, and that's going to be the direction facing the sun. But I may not quite make it to the point where the sun is actually risen. I think I might just make it to first light. Maybe. We'll see. Oh no. Well, at this altitude, maybe not. Time for Jeb to learn how to parachute. It could be. I still think his best chance of survival is on board the plane, though. In fact, I'm just thinking, maybe after this, before I do my next launch, I should learn how to do the parachuting thing. I thought you did need charge to manipulate stuff even with a Kerbal. I thought the reaction wheels didn't work without power. I can start and stop stuff. Oh, speaking of reaction wheels, my power is almost gone. There is 0 sun exposure. Okay, I don't think I'm going to have enough. I don't think I can do this. I'm going to run out of power. Can someone give me a quick crash course in how to use parachutes? Please. How do I turn off the reaction wheels? Ah! Do not boost towards the ground, Splitsy. Jump out, right-click Jeb, and in the menu should be deploy shoot. Okay. Press P to fast deploy. Just trying to get to the sun, see if I can get a little bit more power. I don't think it's going to work, though. So I'm almost out of fuel. No, these engines don't have alternators, so there's no charge from them. It's one of the downsides. It's one of those balancing factors. I'm pretty sure you still need... Do you not need electric charge for flaps? Let's find out. Because if I'm about... I'll lose them in a second if I'm going to. Oh, cool. Okay, so my flaps still work and I can still tilt. Interesting. I am over unknown terrain. I have a bit of fuel remaining. Let's try and get a bit further then. I may not be able to deploy the gear now, though. Oh. You can? Okay. No, stop going towards the ground, stupid plane. It's not where you want to be just yet. You need to get further so I can see my landing location. There we go. Part of me wants to parachute out anyway. Okay. We have sunlight. I know I don't need to do this now, but I'm going to do it anyway. We get none anyway. Status blocked by Mark II cockpit. Also, why have my frames just died? There we go, now they're back. Yeah, that's not worth doing. Okay, I can now see the ground. So that helps. Yeah, I'm pretty sure HOTAS setup does work with KSP, but I think it's tricky to set up. This is not great landing conditions. Yep, lots of nice no collision trees in front of me. Yeah, the trees don't matter. I haven't turned on collision for anything of the stuff down there. Oh! Okay. Jeb survived. Don't care. Jeb survived. Oh, everything's fine. Jeb's alive. That's all that matters. Alive to do another mission. Ooh. Yeah, I stalled it. I shouldn't have pulled up as early as I did. then
I got here just in time.
yes, you did. Uh, so I managed to make an SSTO, Kamak.
Did you?
Yeah. That's its third flight.
Because I think I saw you managing to unmake an SSTO.
Well, yeah, I did that too. So yeah, I managed to get all the way to orbit. I launched my payload. My payload did not have enough fuel, and then I barely had enough fuel to get back.
Oh dear.
So I have not successfully retrieved Val. And as Capac has now turned up, what we're going to do is we're going to push the Val recovery mission to next week. And the two of us are going to begin a new adventure in RimWorld multiplayer.
But I'm pretty sure you just described two things that would have been solved if you'd done what I told you to do last week.
What did you tell me to do last week?
To make a refueling stop in orbit.
Oh, yeah, but I wanted this to be like a single launch, single stage thing. I was setting myself a challenge to do it without doing those things. So yeah, hang around. Capac and I should be pretty much good to go in a minute. You may as well start your pre-stream, Capac. Because RimWorld, here we come. But yeah, I'm going to continue to attempt this. I think I'm close enough we can pull this Val recovery mission off next week. So yeah, that'll be just in a moment. I'm just going to go quickly to my Be Right Back as I switch over to RimWorld. Let's go to this one. Oh, with our mics on, we can keep talking. There we go. Save the game. Start the RimWorld. Oh, so last night I finished off my personal RimWorld save.
Okay.
Its undoing was brought about by a drunken 10-year-old vomiting on the altar upon which he was due to get married the following day.
Yeah, I mean, sounds reasonable.